Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by The Last. Delighted to be joined by a legend of the game and someone I was a big fan of myself. So, Bernard, I want to say thank you very much for giving me some of your time. It's an honour. We're in Los Angeles, it's fight week. Life's pretty good, huh?
Yes, I mean, the weather's great too. And, we're starting to get back into, the rhythm of things. And, boxing all around the board, I think, is catching up. There's a lot of fighters that want to go and show their talents. They've been cooped up for, 2 years? Right, so here we go. Saturday we have a co-main event. Blair to Flair taking the main event spot. Right. I mean, you never know how things can turn in the sport of boxing, but you got to be ready for it or anticipate it. Even though you think I'm positive, but things happen, and here we are. So I'm excited. We're gonna have a great crowd. You've seen I guess you could say, stage talk amongst the fighters.
Nice and spicy.
They sold the last 3 tickets that was left, and that hot and spicy back and forth interviews on stage. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited for Saturday.
Yeah, really exciting main event pushed up from the co-main. Just a quick word on Virgil Ortiz, obviously. Our best wishes with Virgil. Is he home yet? How much contact have you had with Virgil?
Virgil is home. I haven't spoken to him, but my partner Oscar has spoken to him. He mentioned it early up on stage. He's recuperating, and let me tell you, Virgil is a fighter. He's a young fighter that understood that something was wrong, and he got tested by a doctor, and he was severely dehydrated. That can come from a number of things. I mean, we're in training camp for at least 6 to 7 weeks, sometimes 8, depending on the person. And I'm glad he spoke up. Then after the fact, win, lose, or draw, nobody really, I think, around the world of boxing cares after the fact. But I think they sort of have to wait to see the outcome of knowing that he should have fought, he didn't fight, but now he's fighting again. He'll be back very, very soon. But he's home. He's home. He's not in the hospital. He's home, and he's recovering.
Well, it's good to hear that Virgil is recovering, of course. Just one thing, Errol Spence said he would like to see the papers, the official documents. I suppose he's perhaps hinting at the fact that this might be a pull-out from a weight issue, potentially. Yeah. Just your comment on Errol's comments?
Well, last time I heard, the public and the fans are still waiting on the requests that I put out, just to make sure that, the fans know, just like, I'm tired of them asking me, is it true or not, back in Philly and other places I travel. Show it and that gives you credibility, but you got to put yours out there first, which you haven't seen yet. Have you seen them yet?
I haven't myself, no. I don't think the boxing world has, no.
Believe this, nobody have seen it. But I am kind of like, what I'm thinking a word to use. I'm kind of happy that they hear me and they taking some sound bites out of my sound bites and making them their own. So it goes to tell you that they're watching. Now we can agree to disagree, but I think that quiets a lot of people down when people have speculations of this or that. And again, you ain't got to prove everything all the time, but I think that's important. And now he's asking us to do it or a fighter to do it is like, to me, it's like hypocritical.
You've got to keep the same energy for yourself as you do for everyone else.
Well, I think whether
that's why Errol should understand.
I think the world we live in now, they call it energy. I call it keeping it real. You got to keep it real all around the board. And, I think I live with that and I die with that.
Let's talk about the main event. We have got Blair Cobbs and Alexis Rocha. Really exciting. You're a Philly man. Blair Cobbs is a Philly man. Just a quick word on him because he's a real eccentric, real character, and he's someone that the sport needs. The sport needs people like Blair Cobbs.
Right. He definitely have character, and one of the stops that he made was Philadelphia. Blair seems to be like a gypsy. He's been everywhere, right? He lived everywhere, like, whether it was cars, whether it was, last time I heard he was somewhere in the back of an ice cream truck. I mean, Blair been everywhere if you listen to him, but they the type of guys, man, or athletes that's willing to put all of it out there every time out. And guess what? It's not even a guess. He get a chance to headline a card that he's been really begging to headline a card for at least the last 2 or 3 years, because that's the confidence he has, and fights that he improved himself every time out. And you know what? He's getting better, and he's making enough noise and winning at the same time. It makes our job easy and makes the fans even love him even more.
And the fight with Alexis Rocha is such a good fight. Like I said, we was looking forward to it as a co-main. We've got the spice added from the stage earlier. Is there also a little storyline that the winner here could face Michael McKinson down the line? Blair was very vocal.
Correct.
So, yeah.
Correct, yeah. I mean, to me, it makes sense. It gives now a storytelling fight promotion to go towards that. Just hope that it reached that type of vision. And first, they got to do their job. It makes it easy for us to dot the dots across the T's when they do their job.
But just one more thing, as quick as possible, because I know you've got places to be. Just a quick word on Canelo Alvarez and the 2-fight deal with Matchroom Eddie Hearn and DAZN. He'll fight Dimitri Bivol and the Gennady Golovkin trilogy. Just your thoughts on Canelo's choice with them 2 fights.
His choices, what they are, he has the luxury because where he's at right now. Anybody that knocks his choices, I think is really being a serial hater. But in the same time, Canelo is unstoppable. He's a runaway train that's going so fast that anybody in his way, he's running them over. And that is what it is, because he's at a moment that I see right now, and really the last 2 years, where it's going to be damn near impossible. Only one threat's out there, Jamal Charlo. I think that style, and Jamal's eager to show that he belongs. Listen, Canelo had to learn through Mayweather. Jamal Charlo wants to see if he's ready for the pound-for-pound fighter who's holding down really 2 or 3 weight classes without breaking really a sweat. Let's see what comes together in the next year or 2.
What a fight that would be. Bernard, thank you for giving me some of your time. And just a message to your fans in the UK.
Continue to watch boxing from across the pond and at the pond. And thanks for being my fans for many years and the support. And let's get it on.